So, will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Please stand up. Hey, what's up, guys? And welcome back to another Real Madrid review. Real Madrid 6, Monaco 1. I don't think I have felt like that in a while, right? A Real Madrid game where it was literally Real Madrid, Real Madrid, Real Madrid. And I'm not going to pretend like defensively Real Madrid were 10 out of 10. I'm not going to pretend that Monaco couldn't have scored 2, 3, 4 goals. But in an overall game, going forward, Real Madrid should probably have scored 8 or 9, right? And if that game finished 9-4, we would have still looked at Real Madrid in a more positive way than negative, right? Um, Obviously, there's always going to be, with Real Madrid at least, the positives and the negatives. Now, obviously, I think the positive outweighs the negatives, but we have to talk about the positive from this game. Vini Jr., brilliant. Like that Vini Jr. that we saw against Monaco, if he can bring this version of him week in, week out, game after game, perfect. Now I know it's not easy because every time Vini Jr. plays against teams, they'll make it difficult for him. You know, he's always going to be playing against teams that double or even triple up on him. I know it's difficult. And I know Monaco gave a lot of space as well. I mean, the defense Monaco was terrible, right? They were conceding such schoolboy goals. Like all the goals really, were terrible, really, from a Monaco perspective. But Vinny Jr. was excellent with the space he was given. Whenever he plays against teams in the Champions League, it feels like he turns on because um, a lot of teams in the Champions League don't play such low defensive block. They come at you, they try to go for it, and they leave a lot of spaces in behind. And you can see that's what Monaco did, and they paid the price for it. I thought Masantuono was excellent as well. There's a reason why I did the intro earlier on. He has to be the right winger for this side. I've said this for weeks now. I've said this for months. Since he's returned from injury, I don't understand why Xabi Alonso didn't start him more. I know Rodrigo is injured. I know when Rodrigo's fit, he is probably a starter. But for me, we have to go back to the start of the season where it's between Vini Jr. and Rodrigo for the left and Masantuono on the right. That brings more balance. He's a left footer who can also use his right foot like he did with that goal. Masantuono just brings more balance. You need a left footer attacker off the right hand side who can cut in but also is very versatile and very good on his weak foot as well. And that's what he did. Brilliant from him. Mbappe once again scoring goals for fun. I thought the attack and midfield were excellent. Like everyone who played in the attack and midfield, I thought were really good. Defensively, again, not good enough. Just really poor to give away a cheap goal. And overall, like I said, Monaco probably should have scored 2 or even 3 or even more. But that was really down to just how poor Real Madrid were defensively for certain play. Again, right? That goal was shooting yourself in the foot. That goal that's scored by Teze for Monaco was literally harmless. There was no danger to it. You're playing tiki-taka in your own box. Why are you doing that? Just boot it out. And I don't understand why Courtois never does it, right? I'm not going to blame Courtois for the goal. But Thibaut, just kick it far. Okay, don't play tiki-taka with your defenders. It doesn't work. And especially when you're being closed and pinned down in your own box. Don't do that. You're basically giving away a risk of a possibility of a goal to Monaco. Right there. But apart from that, and a couple of good, plays by Monaco, I don't think Real Madrid were really endangered too much. Again, Courtois made some big saves, so we have to give him his flowers and credits where it's deserved. I don't even think the goal was his fault, really. I think it was Dani Ceballos. I don't understand what he was doing there. But yeah, in general, I thought the team played really well, and we need to see that more. Real Madrid played Villarreal next at the Ceramica, and then Real Madrid go to Benfica, I believe, next week, for the final Champions League game. Real Madrid are currently, I just came back from my trip, so the second batch of games on Wednesday were played. Obviously, Real Madrid played on the Tuesday. Real Madrid are now sitting in third, I believe, in the Champions League standings. We are behind Arsenal, who are going to get top two, presumably first, and we are behind Bayern Munich, who are second, but they play PSV away. So, hopefully PSV can do something and we beat Benfica, um, and we get the top two, because I believe the top two actually, if I'm not mistaken, the top two spots have the second leg in the playoffs at home. And we know in the past when Real Madrid have the second leg at home, it's so much better, right? Um, so that's that, but that would be nice. And then in terms of the rest of the positions, I think we have to at least get top 8, but top 2 will be my priority, I'd say. With Liverpool on the same points, Spurs, PSG, Newcastle, Chelsea all behind. Um, so yeah, I mean, we are in a good position now, but hopefully we can end off with a victory over Benfica. It is away from home, it is a tough place to go to, but I am confident. They are 29th in the Champions League standings, and look unlikely to get the top 24 unless they win, of course, but still it's going to be tough for them. But we'll obviously talk about the game next week. In terms of Real Madrid today, not today, but in this game against Monaco, like I said, I thought the whole team played really, really well from the get-go. I thought, like I said, defensively it was shaky, but even Valverde and Camavinga were brilliant. Raul Asensio and Dean Huijsen didn't really have much mistakes in them either. I don't think defensively, the 4 defenders that started, and Camavinga and Valverde, if you include them, I don't think they were at fault for the goal. Obviously, like I said, it was late on, 72nd minute, just playing out from the back, Courtois into Ceballos, and Ceballos just giving the ball away to Teze. But overall, I thought defensively we were, as a team, vulnerable. Courtois came big again, but it's just the way this team is for some reason, right? And we can't really change that now. I think we have to just deal with it each game, and hopefully it doesn't bite us too badly, because we are going to concede goals, we are going to give away many chances, but it's whether we can overcome that by scoring more goals than we actually concede, which in this instance we are, but we need to do that game in, game out. It cannot be a 1 or 2 game thing, right? Like I said in the preview, Real Madrid need to build up a 10 to 15 win in a row. What do you call that? Just a streak of 10 to 15 wins before the fans will actually believe, because Xabi Alonso did that basically in his first 2 to 3 months when he took over, and then things got bad after the Liverpool game, and since then the next 15 games since the Liverpool game, it went terribly for him, and he was wrongfully removed from his position. Now, do I believe Arbeloa is better than him? Absolutely not. Which is why we need that 10 to 15 games to prove that the players are up for it. Because is La Liga still up for grabs? Yes. Barcelona lost to Real Sociedad, which means that we are now 1 point behind them in La Liga. We are currently third in the Champions League standings. We could finish top 2, second, if we get our X up in the last game. And obviously, it obviously needs a bit of luck with Bayern Munich hopefully dropping some points there, but we need to get our X up. Whether we finish top 2, third, fourth, fifth, whatever it happens, right? We're gonna obviously, hopefully at least in the top 8. But in La Liga, you have to get your X up. We've got Villarreal next. They have been the third best team in Spain for the last 6 months. We're going away to them. It's going to be 100% a tough game. We're going to Benfica then, afterwards. It's going to be a tough game. But the mentality of these players are going to prove whether we as a unit, as a team, are good enough to compete. Because after the Albacete game, it felt so down. How can a group of players like the Real Madrid players, the rosters that we have, how can they lose to a team like Albacete with all due respect? Right? We didn't put up a very, very weak team. It wasn't a full under 21s. There were senior players in there, there were first team players in there, and they still lost. Unacceptable. And then today, I keep saying today, and then against Monaco, we proved that yes, we can turn up. So why can't we do it consistently? Where's the consistency? We need the consistency to prove we can win a Champions League, we can win a La Liga this season. Because a few weeks ago, we didn't look like we were going to do it. I'm not going to be reactionary, I'm not going to say we are, but like I said, if we were to do it, we need to start producing consistent results in the right direction now. So this is the second game that we've won, and we've played way better than we have done pretty much the whole season. And this is the type of performance that we need going forward. And we might not get it out every game, but we need to get the wins every game. You get me, right? You can win some games without playing that well, or without playing well at all, but we won most of the games to be well, performance, and also a very good result as well. And is that too much to ask for? Maybe it's unrealistic, but I don't think it is for players playing for a club like Real Madrid. So that's what I'm going to say in terms of that. The performances were brilliant today against, I keep saying today, just, ignore that, right? The performances were brilliant against Monaco, and in general, yeah, really good. Much needed result as well, and obviously the +5 goal difference to add on as well. Let's talk about the goals. First goal, Masantuono did really well on the right hand side. Fede Valverde got the assist though, gets the ball from Masantuono, little turn into Mbappe, sets it up really well for him. Mbappe, easy finish for him. I don't think it's an easy finish for anyone else really, but really nice finish. The second goal, Mbappe again. This time round, it was brilliant play from Camavinga. What a skill to just get that nutmeg in. And then Arda Güler gets the ball, first time pass, beautiful pass. Vini Jr. gets the ball, little outside of the boot cross as he always does, and Mbappe just taps it home. He was onside as well, which is really nice. But that goal might just be the best goal I've got this season. I mean, the little skill and trick from Camavinga, the beautiful first time pass by Arda Güler, the beautiful assist from Vini Jr., and a cool and calm composed finish from Mbappe to finish it off. That is a team goal for you right there. Then the second half, obviously 2-0 up. Masantuono gets the ball. Vini Jr. actually did really, really well for that goal. The ball looked like it was going to go away from him, get away from him, but he somehow kept it and somehow, managed to play it through for Masantuono, who is on his weaker right foot as well, and scored that goal. And then the fourth goal, again, Vini Jr. does so well here. On the left hand side, he puts a dangerous cross in. I think it was Arda Güler making a run in that he was trying to spot, but just put the cross in. If you're lucky, like we were, it's an own goal from Kara. It really was unfortunate there. And then Vini Jr. again. I mean, he was just unplayable. He was involved in, 4 of the 5 goals, the first 5 goals, and then just brilliant. Really was brilliant. But yeah, I mean, beautiful play there from Vini Jr. and then cuts inside, and he was just always going to take it on, wasn't he? He was always going to take it on, and he just smashes it into the roof. Kind of like the goal he scored against Dortmund last season. Really, I think it was the last goal, wasn't it? But that was with his left foot. This was with his right. Just smashes it into the roof, and the confidence for him to do that, the confidence for him to get the, I think, 2 assists, because I don't think the own goal counted, or did it? I don't know, but the 2 technically counter assists, and maybe even count the own goal as an assist as well, but still, nonetheless, a brilliant display from him, and yeah, that is the kind of Vini journey we want to see. And then Monaco's got that goal. Like I said, shooting ourselves in the foot, just playing tiki taka in our own box. What are we doing? Teze scores a good goal for Monaco, and then Bellingham, just a beautiful goal again. I think the second goal and the last goal from Bellingham were the two best goals of the game. Just beautiful, right? Fede Valverde plays a nice pass forward. Dean Huijsen leaves it, and Bellingham gets the true pass, rounds past the keeper, and scores. And yeah, 6 of the best. But like I said, I'm not going to be reactionary. I'm not going to act like Real Madrid are back. This weekend is going to be a test, because it's Villarreal away, and then, like I said, the games after are not the toughest. They are going to be tough games, but it's not going to be the toughest games we're going to face. So I'm looking at Benfica away afterwards, Rayo Vallecano at home, Valencia away, Real Sociedad at home, Osasuna away, Getafe at home, Celta Vigo away, Elche at home. Like, up until the Madrid derby, the next couple of months worth of fixtures until the March period, these are games that genuinely, I do believe Real Madrid can win. I do, right? And if Real Madrid win all of these games, hypothetically speaking, I don't think it's gonna happen, but that will be 5, 6. That will be a run of 11 games. So if Real Madrid, from Levante all the way up until Elche, if Real Madrid win all of these games, which, like I said, it probably won't happen, but it has to happen. If Real Madrid do that, that's 11 games worth of games that Real Madrid could win, right? And we have been talking about Real Madrid need 10 to 15 wins. That is a perfect, run of games, perfect momentum, heading into a Madrid derby, heading into some big games coming up in April, and then El Clasico in May. We have got big games coming up, but it starts and it keeps going, actually, because it already started against Levante, hopefully at least. It's Villarreal away this weekend. Hopefully we can do something there. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the button, subscribe to check us on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.